The iPhone 15 Pro Max is a powerful flagship phone that delivers upgrade-worthy features including a lighter and more compact titanium design, a bigger 5x zoom, and a useful action button. The A17 Pro Chip is the fastest around and enables console-quality gameplay while the battery lasts an epic 14 hours. Our only complaints are slow charging via USB-C and a not quite great digital zoom. The iPhone 15 Pro Max is the first new iPhone I have picked up in a long time that made me say wow. And that's thanks to a new titanium design that makes this big 6.7-inch flagship wonderfully light. Apple also managed to trim the bezels while making the phone shorter and narrower, resulting in a big screen beast that doesn't feel that big. There's a lot of other welcome upgrades to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, including a handy action button that lets you perform all sorts of shortcuts. You also get the world's first 3nm processor in the A17 Pro, which delivers console-like graphics, and there's finally a bigger 5x telephoto zoom to get closer to your subjects and close the gap with Samsung's Galaxy S23 Ultra. Not everything about the iPhone 15 Pro Max is a wow-inducing. At $1,199, the device has a $100 higher starting price than the last model. And while it's nice to see a USB-C port and an end of Lightning, the charging is still relatively slow. So is the iPhone 15 Pro Max the best phone yet? I'll go over all the pros and cons in this in-depth iPhone 15 Pro Max review. The iPhone 15 Pro Max is available for pre-orders and has a release date of September 22. The starting price for the iPhone 15 Pro Max is $1,199, which is $100 more than the iPhone 14 Pro Max, making it the most expensive iPhone ever. Fortunately, that price includes 256GB of storage, which is double the standard amount in last year's flagship. The iPhone 15 Pro Max ditches the stainless steel sides of past Pros for a titanium design, and it's a big deal. Why? Because the Space Age Grade 5 titanium Apple uses is stronger yet lighter. Yes, it's the same titanium used on the Mars rover. The natural titanium color has grown on me thanks to its sci-fi vibe. The blue titanium is nice as well. You also can pick up the phone in silver titanium and black titanium. The iPhone 15 Pro Max weighs 7.8 ounces compared to 8.5 ounces for the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I really noticed the difference when I have the phone in my hand and in my pocket. The new Pro Max is also more compact, measuring 6.29 by 3.02 by 0.32 inches versus 6.33 by 3.05 by 0.31 inches for its predecessor. So while the new iPhone is a tad thicker, it's easier to use with one hand. It's the first big screen iPhone that doesn't feel like one. The iPhone 15 Pro Max feels better too because of its contoured design. The edges are rounded and less sharp than the last 14 Pro Max, so they dig into your hands less. The bottom edges houses the new USB-C port, which is way overdue, but it's still welcome because you can charge your iPhone, iPad and MacBook with the same cable. The action button, which replaces the ringer switch, is one of the best and also most frustrating things about the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But let me start with the good news. The button still silences calls with a long press if you have the silent mode setting assigned. But in the setting app, you can configure the action button to launch all sorts of things, including the camera, voice recorder, flashlight, translate and more. You can even pick specific actions from within an app, like launching right into a selfie with the camera app. If you want even more options, the action button works in sync with the shortcut app. So you can assign it launch any app you want with a long press or create shortcuts to do things like messages, a specific contact which is nice to have when I want to let the family know I'm on my way home or running late. My problem with the action button is that it supports only one function at a time. So if you want it to launch the camera, you can't use it also mute calls. My advice to Apple would be to let people perform app shortcuts with a double press and keep the long press for silent mode. The iPhone 15 Pro Max actually isn't just an iterative upgrade for a change. You get a stronger and lighter design from titanium that makes a big differences in everyday use, as well as a smart replacement for the ringer switch in the action button. Based on my camera testing, the iPhone 15 Pro Max arguably offers the best photo quality around, especially in low light, and the bigger 5x zoom is a great upgrade I have been waiting for, even if the digital zoom could be a bit sharper. Add in the powerful A17 Pro Chip for next-gen gaming, USB-C port and super long battery life, and you have the best iPhone money can buy. Yes, the iPhone 15 Pro is good, but I'd rather have the longer endurance, bigger screen and smaller zoom.